In just a moment, I'll be recording my 8th, yes, another bloody gaming podcast with these 3 awesome YouTubers. Let's kick this off.
Since Spacies.
G'day invaders, welcome to Since Spacies, and this is, yes, another bloody gaming podcast. Number 8. I can't believe we have gone this far, but we're joined by 3 awesome YouTubers, and we got here Retrokaiser. How you doing?
Pretty good. Got the crown on my head, got the top hat. I'm feeling double hipsterish today. I feel like king of the hipsters, but don't call me a hipster. I hate being called a hipster. So just call me King Kaiser today. Word! That was a wanky intro. I apologise.
And we've also got Pikachu.
How you going?
No, we've got
What's happening?
Top Loader.
Hey, is it hot in here or is it just me? Come on.
And
I think it's just me.
And we've also got Hardcore Gamer, or we're just going to refer to him as HG. I don't know, whatever I think of at the time.
It's just easy to say, I think, HG. It's 2 in the morning and I'm really tired, but I'm excited.
He's all pumped up. He's been drinking a lot of energy drinks leading up to this, so I think you'll manage. Hey, no shameless advertising here on this channel. No.
Other drinks are available.
Not even Lucozade. As much as we like Lucozade.
Skip bad.
Other drinks are available.
So, when we've got new YouTubers to the channel, we have the intro questions. So we'll start with Top Loader.
I always have to start with me, don't we? Alright, let's go.
So, first console and the first game on that system.
First console, well, my dad actually used to have Commodore 64s when we were growing up, but my actual first console that I owned myself was, of course, the Super Nintendo. And on your channel seems to be a lot of people owning the Super Nintendo first, and their favourite game always seems to be the same damn game that they say in their podcast.
Not really.
Very cliche. I think so. Everyone I've watched, but it seems to be a very cliche answer, but it is cliche for a reason. I do actually have it here. Hang on. That's it. No, I'm the two, buddy.
I'll buy one off you.
They are not sealed. They are not sealed, okay? They're both boxed. Unsealed.
And,
you know how much I love my sealed games, though.
Yeah, I've noticed.
We all do.
And your fav game of all time?
Super Mario World, I just said that. Oh, it came with the game as well. It came with the system.
So your first game is the best game?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
For console. Yeah.
Are you going to go with a trifecta here for what you're currently playing?
Yeah, look at that too. I come prepared, man. On your podcast, I come prepared. You didn't have the questions written down. But yeah, that's what I'm playing at the moment with my kid, Kirby. Yeah.
And
so, it's actually a really good game. It's a really good game for kids. If you have kids, that's an excellent game for kids.
Okay.
And adults. Some adults.
I think you got through that a bit too fast.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
Hey, I can keep talking if you want. I can keep going. It's all good.
I can just drop my out if you like.
Keep the camera rolling. It's all right.
Okay.
I have to interrupt you. You're talking about good games for kids, and it's hard to take that seriously when you got Dead or Alive Extreme running in the background.
But that's not right.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. The boobs come up.
You also shit's porn on weekends. Hey, that's today. What have you got us all here for?
Now, Hardcore. I might start with you also with the first console and game with that system.
I'm trying to think of the first game, but my very first console was a ZX Spectrum 48K. Because, you know, we're all about the computers.
Yes.
Yeah, the microcomputers here in the lovely United Kingdom at 2 in the morning.
I am sorry about that. I can't help it that the world's not flat.
I am super happy to be here, so that's all that matters. Yeah, it was a ZX Spectrum 48K. I had a whole bunch of games that came with it when I got it. I used to really like a game called Booty, which, again, Dead or Alive. It was actually a pirate game. You're a pirate, had to collect treasure on the different boards. And I really liked that. I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
Booty.
What's the treasure in that game, buddy?
I don't know what's going on there in the background with the Booty.
Looks like Spacies likes a bit of booty himself.
Fav game of all time.
Favorite game of all time is actually Psychonauts on the Xbox.
Which Phil Spencer had something to do with that too, didn't he?
I think so. It was
that's why
it was Tim Schafer, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Phil Spencer was part of that development, and that's why he pushed to get it backward compatible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good game. If you've never played it, if you like Tim Schafer games like Curse of Monkey Island and what's that really famous one, Grim Fandango, that's the one. It's that kind of dark humour, comedic take on things. The character designs are a bit odd and kooky, but it's just really fun. It's like a platform, basically like a modern 3D platformer, but it's just such a good game.
But with all the offbeat humour that you mentioned before with Curse of Monkey Island, etc.
It's that all kind of that humour. It's such a good game. I remember like seeing the pre-announcements for it and the previews in the magazines, and I had to get it, and I bought it day one and just absolutely love it. I think I've lost count amount of many times I've finished it, but it's so good. It's a great game.
And currently playing, what you got going at the moment?
I'm actually sort of between like a couple of games at the moment that I'm playing. I'm still going through Assassin's Creed Origins, sort of pacing myself with that on the Xbox One. It's just good. I love Assassin's Creed anyway. I've actually got an Assassin's Creed tattoo on my arm as well.
That's
I love Assassin's
pretty
Creed.
keen. Yeah, and you will notice. I don't know if you've noticed up here. Sorry, show us the tag. Sorry.
I've got there's a Sonic the Hedgehog as well.
Oh, it's official. You like Sonic?
I love that one.
It's official now. It's in ink. It's official now.
Sonic and Assassin's Creed are like the only gaming tattoos I have. But I love Assassin's Creed. Is that the
That's the God
edition?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
I bet you do.
I've got the Charing Cross edition of Syndicate as well that came with the statue of Jacob Fry, which is amazing. Yes, I'm playing that. I'm actually currently playing Lego City Undercover as well.
That is an awesome game. I've got that on the Wii U.
It's just super fun. You don't have to think too much about it.
No, you just chill while you're playing.
Yeah.
And what console are you playing that on?
Xbox One.
So I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious as to what they did when you have the Mario references. What they replaced it with, or did they just kick that all out altogether?
I've not actually played the Wii U version, so I don't know.
You don't know what? Yeah,
there doesn't seem to be any Mario references in it that I've seen.
They wouldn't have had. They would have submitted it. But no, it would be just interesting because, for example, when you go on the cross, we call it the Cross City Tunnel here in Sydney. I don't know what they refer to it with the in-game tunnel, but halfway through the tunnel, there was a major homage to Super Mario in there. It'd be interesting to see what they've replaced that with. You don't, by any chance, have a Dead or Alive tattoo? No.
No.
Yeah, he does, but you can't see it right now.
I've got a Japanese copy of the original Dead or Alive on the Sega Saturn, if that helps.
Ooh, nice.
Everybody loves a Japanese copy, don't they?
Oh, Dead or Alive, yeah, that's right. Not the volleyball edition.
Is it the censored edition?
The actual normal one.
Japanese like to censor it.
For some people, this is the normal one.
Is it? Yeah. I never played either one.
I still
Maybe I
find
should start.
Dead or Alive Sega Saturn.
Oh wow, you can hardly see the logo. That's really weird.
Yeah, it's just kind of top corner there.
Yeah, it's just buried.
Top here.
Everybody loves a Sega Saturn.
Oh, I love the Sega Saturn.
Now,
I haven't got one yet, unfortunately.
Even though Retrokaiser doesn't get the intro questions, I will ask, what are you currently playing?
Same thing as last time. I'm still grinding away through Dragon Quest Heroes.
All right, and that was the end of Retrokaising is what he's currently playing.
For the rest of his life, probably.
You're just going to be playing that and grinding.
Well, I could change the answer to something better that I've also been playing recently.
But you'd be
something
lying.
that matches your hat.
Yes, something that matches this hat. The
Kingdom
Doom collection on PS3.
I thought you were going to talk about the free download, the Burger King game on Xbox 360.
It's better than Burger Time.
Let me explain the hat, though. It's an Assassin's Creed hat with steampunk goggles and a cheap crown.
I bet you made it yourself too, eh? We all bought ours from retail. We're the suckers. We bought ours retail. You just made your own. That's awesome.
You don't believe how many Christmas crackers I had to crack to get this hat.
Bet you that was fun though.
Surely just look for the really massive one that's got the hard plastic crown in it.
The massive one that's hard. You are double X hardcore, aren't you?
Right. So, the questions, we'll get stuck right into them. Recently, a lot of games have been getting released, and then only to find out a couple of weeks into it, not even a few days into it, people realise, hey, something not right here. One that comes to mind was Master Chief Halo Master Chief Collection, and that on paper should have been a perfect game. It had Halo 1, 2, 3 and 4 and all the maps available right off the bat, but when you get stuck into playing it, you just realise that the online matchmaking was broken, the game crashed on a regular basis, it was buggy as crap. But now if you were to play it today, it's actually a decent game. And we've had a few other examples recently. Sea of Thieves. So should we be giving these developers a second chance? Or is it that if they don't get it right on day one, we just turn our backs to it and give these developers a huge message? So who wants to kick off with this?
Well, I'll say something.
Yeah.
So, I know Street Fighter 5, that's not what you're talking about, but it's not really a broken game, but it came out with no arcade mode on the game. So, for me, a Street Fighter game without an arcade mode is actually a broken game, so I didn't actually buy it. But they did just recently announce, or a while ago, they're going to bring it out with an arcade mode. So I'll actually buy that, because it's finally coming out with an arcade mode, but I didn't touch it until they brought it in. Because what's Street Fighter without an arcade mode? Because that's what this whole basis of Street Fighter is, arcade. For me, online isn't the biggest thing in the world for me. I prefer sitting on the couch, playing against the computer and friends.
And there's a lot of gamers out there in that category. Me being
on
one.
the couch.
I don't mind playing online games, but I used to have a guy that a couple of guys that I play a lot of Halo with, but just recently they've stopped playing Xbox for whatever reason. I don't know. They've gone and got a life. Shock horror.
Hey, we all got lives. What's going on?
and also, there's, I guess with Halo, when that came out, there was not many other options. So everyone was going towards that as being their online gaming option. But now that there's so many different online games becoming an option, it's all subrogated, so it's getting harder to match up online with people that you want to play. And I guess also the other thing is, I'd want to play more Nintendo online stuff, but Nintendo and online just don't
make it hard, dude.
They're just useless when it comes to the online stuff.
Completely. Like, it's not my thing anyway, but they do make it easy for people that actually do want to do it.
Yeah, and that's the problem. But anyone else got a comment on as far as should a broken game be given a second chance?
I do.
Yeah.
And then I just lost it. Oh.
Maybe it's in the crown.
I can go, Johnny. If you want to think what you're saying, I can...
That's where his answers are.
Let me just get my answers here. Oh, there we go. Sometimes buying a game day one isn't necessarily the right option, because you got all these bugs, you got all these glitches. So it's probably best to wait to buy something until it gets like a later re-release, like what Toppy here was saying about Street Fighter 5. Although I'm one of the guilty ones that bought that on launch and scratched the disc up in the first 5 minutes of opening it. But yeah, I think. But then again, if it wasn't for people buying this day one, then there would be no one to notice all these bugs, these glitches to report to the company to help improve the game.
That shouldn't be up to the gamers.
That's true.
That's why they do testing on these games in the background to find these bugs. That's what they're paid to do, isn't it? Rather than giving it out to the public, hey, you guys test it. Oh, we didn't realise there was 1,000 bugs in it. Thanks for finding it for us, guys.
Thanks for doing our job for us, guys.
Exactly. I mean, when the games came out on cart, like, you know, that didn't have a chance to do patching. It was.
But Sonic 3 did come with Knuckles, eventually.
Well, I guess in a way, this is the first example of a DLC. A patch.
Yeah, true. Yep. Who said DLC didn't exist in the 90s, hey?
Yeah.
Then again, these problems
actually as well. So, you know, the Settle View for the Super NES, we used to download extra things for games. It wasn't really patches, it was just like extra levels or whatever for the game. So it was like early days DLC, I guess.
Only in Japan, though, once again.
Yes, I know, yeah. Only in Japan. Only in Japan. They're like the special ones. They are the chosen ones. We all get the leftovers.
But also, the problem with day one games isn't necessarily a new thing. Like, when Sonic Adventure 2 launched with the special 10th anniversary limited edition of the game, if you play that game right up to the final level, by the time you get to Eggman, instead of him, you know, spawning on where he should be, he spawns under the level, so what makes it impossible. So with cases like that, they have to make whole new printings of the game just to fix those problems.
There's been a handful of examples of that. I can't think of any that come to mind straight away, but yeah, they had to republish it and put out a version 1.1 to address it. Yeah.
So do they get a second chance when they do actually? Would you buy a game, but if they did actually fix all the bugs, would you be happy with that? Like this Halo game, I've never played it, so I don't know. Do they eventually fix it?
I personally will give it a chance, but the masses won't. I don't think, because the shelf life on a game these days is just so limited. You've got to get it right, and your game has got to get 90% of its sales within the first week.
It's like a Twitter post, isn't it? Either succeeds or it fails within the first 10 minutes.
I would know. None of mine succeeded.
A good Twitter post.
I think that's the thing. Like nowadays, with the whole culture of because there's so many games out there. There's so many different consoles now. You announce a release date for a game, you've got to hit that date, whether the game's finished or not. So they'll bring it out, and then they'll release like a day one patch. Or now everything's connected to the internet, they can easily patch stuff out. Like one example I can think of is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 when that came out. Day one had a 40 gig patch, and the game was only like 17 gig. So they patched the entire game out on the day one of release.
And the
disc version just wasn't finished.
Thing is with that game is if you take that off the servers, which is eventually going to happen, let's just not get beat around about the bush about it, but when they take that off the servers, eventually that disc is just going to be a coffee cup coaster. That's all it's going to be able to do, because it won't be able to play without that patch.
What are you talking about? Tony Hawk 5 is already a coaster. That game's bloody terrible.
But even games that did take a long time to come out, like on Kickstarter, Mighty Number 9 came out ages after it was supposed to come out, and it was still broken when it was released. No one was happy with that game.
Yeah. I was.
Well, some people.
So they're so tight nowadays, and it's just they try and get things out for the exact day they want them out, and then they're like, if it's not finished, someone will tell us, and then we can just patch it out later.
I hate that mentality too, man. It's like a game like in the 90s, it's mostly finished when it's come out. There are some games that did come out, like E.T., I guess you could use an example, was rushed. And we all know that story, right?
So, at least it was just a game. It was a whole game.
Yeah, well, true. It's still broken, and you can't really patch that. But that was a rare occurrence, whereas now it just seems to be the usual thing that happens, and it's so annoying. It's like, we'll just patch it. You can't just put a band-aid on things. You got to release it how it's supposed to be played in the first place.
But then there's things like what's it called? That I've forgotten what it's called. It's completely left my brain. That PS4 space game. You go to different planets.
That game!
One Man Sky, isn't it?
Yeah, One Man Sky.
No Man's Sky.
One man.
Play it,
only one person's playing it.
Yeah. If you play that now, apparently, if you play that game now, apparently that's it is the vision they wanted for when it released.
Yeah, but too late that way.
Yeah, it's been out for a year and a half, and they're about to release it on Xbox One as well, and it'll be the complete version they should have got day one with PS4. So they've just been kind of troubleshooting it as they go.
Way too much bad press with that game. Way too much. It destroyed that game. Honestly, it did. Like I didn't think about it. I had to remember the name of it. I knew what game you were talking about. I had to actually remember the name of the game. Like somebody said it.
The game looks so stupid. The game that triggered this topic off is Sea of Thieves, and the only thing that's saving that game is the fact that they've got $1 zillion going behind the marketing of it. So they got that in their favour. And the other thing is, it's Rare. So everyone loves Rare. Well, loved Rare. Yeah. I don't know.
But is it the same Rare though? Is it the same developers? Like, are they the same ones? No,
they got a office, and it's got the word Rare above it.
That's it. That's the only thing that's the same now. That's the only thing. It's not Donkey Kong. It's nothing like that anymore.
Subsidiary of Microsoft Inc.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Microsoft Inc. Yeah.
So, I've seen the interview with the CEO of Rare, and he seems like an honest and hard-working guy. It's just that he's not the original Rare, and I know that you shouldn't be so held up on, the company staying the same. We're not asking for that, but the thing is, they haven't progressed in trying to move forward with that company. They've released Connect Sports. And I can't really think of much else that they've released.
Was it Viva Pinata one? I can't remember.
Yeah, Viva Pinata, and that's all in their favour. But aside from that, since they've got bought out by Microsoft...
Yeah, I know.
I don't know, they've just been a shell of their former self.
And the thing is, I'm not really into the motion games anyway, like the Kinect games. I don't have an Xbox, but I probably wouldn't buy the Kinect in if I did have an Xbox. Like, my limit was the Wii, really. Like, I didn't mind that. I thought I was okay in certain cases, but, jumps around, it's not my thing. Like, even the VR, I'm not really into, this whole VR phase either. So,
Jumping around is not your thing. That's
in games, behind the camera's different. When I'm
I
playing
don't
games, I
want to
just
have
want
to
to chill.
work to play a game. I don't have to exercise to play a game. I just want to sit on the sofa with my controller and just get on with it.
In my defense, when I do dance, it's not when I'm playing a game. I'm not playing Dance Dance Revolution in the arcades like these Japanese guys. Have you ever seen a Japanese person play DDR in the arcades, mate? They are so awesome at that game.
I've got it on.
I've
got it on video where this guy's done a handstand in the middle of doing it. And everyone's just, you can hear the crowd, a Japanese crowd. Oh!
I would have been there doing the same thing. Trust me.
I got to find that footage and put it on the channel. It's just a crack up. That was in Osaka when I filmed that. But with the Kinect, I didn't buy the Kinect. I actually was a beta tester for that in Australia. I was one of 50.
Really?
So that was pretty cool. And I managed to get Kinect Sports with the bowling, and that was the only thing you could play on it, and table tennis. They were the only two sports available in that initial rollout. And we thought it was awesome. Like, those games actually work well with the Kinect. In fact, a mate came over and I told him, yeah, you can play it, don't worry about your hands, just watch out for the light above. And he was playing, you know where this is going. You know where this is going. He's playing 10-pin bowling underarm, and he goes, oh, I wonder if you could cricket bowl it. And then the light crashed. But it worked. The game actually recognised that he was trying to bowl overarm, and then the ball went flying halfway down the alley. So,
man, you've had some cool jobs. You've had some cool jobs, I tell you.
That's not a job. That I apply. You could have applied for that. Anyone could have applied for that. It's just
so volunteer, was it?
It was an online volunteer thing. They said,
okay.
Please
But you had some cool jobs, though. You have had some cool jobs.
That was the first time that I got back in the industry in any sort of official capacity, but it was just a beta tester, nothing exciting other than that. Anyway, so
Beats painting.
Beats
painting with
I'd kill to get back into the industry, to be quite honest. Anyway, so I think we're pretty much done that topic to death. We'll just move right along now to the Nintendo. The 3DS. Is it time to
hear the comments already?
The 3DS, is it time to kill it? The Switch is now become Nintendo's new darling, and as a result, people are really wanting to focus on getting games on that new system. But there's still titles being announced for the 3DS. Does that mean that Nintendo are dividing up their resources to try and facilitate both platforms? Are we losing anything on the Switch as a result of 3DS games coming out?
I think Nintendo has always lost it when they've divided it. When they've always divided it, I think they've always lost something when it comes to that, because they make two versions of Super Smash Bros, right? Two versions of Mario Maker.
Did he just say bros? He just said bros, didn't he?
What did I say? I missed something.
It's not bros!
Hey bro, come
Brothers! It says it on the title screen!
I said it to make it quicker for you. I'm making this quicker for you. To get through my point much quicker, I just abbreviated it for you. They said the whole word, they wouldn't make it much quicker, make it much longer. Brothers, okay, brother. Super Smash Brothers.
Smash Bros.
Yeah, but I actually love handhelds. I would be very sad if they do stop supporting the DS, but I guess it does have to come to a time eventually. My kid loves the DS and loves the 3DS. I actually have 6 of them sitting here. I've got one. Look, my favourite one's here is the Super Nintendo ones, the 3DS.
Ooh, I was so close to buying that, but I ended up getting Metro one instead.
Did ya? Hey, no, that was good. I almost even bought one because I actually collect DSs, you know. I play the games too, don't worry. I collect them and play the games. My son plays them, so we've got like 2 DSs together, so it's good to play Mario Party games with it, with my son and me. So it's good for like that, for multiplayer in the house. So I'd be sad to see that go, but I'm sure once they do go, that all their strengths will probably go to the Switch, which is a good thing, but I still like the handheld, the dual screen. I love the DS part of the dual screen, which is the DS.
What I think it's time for is something that Nintendo has done in the past. Sure, they've divided their handheld and their console division several times, but they also found a way to put them both together, such as the Super Game Boy player or the Game Boy player for the Nintendo GameCube. What I think it's time for is an update, or at least a limited edition version of the Switch that has a slot that allows to play 3DS games.
Brilliant idea.
I would so buy that.
Man, that's a brilliant idea. Hey, no, that crown has got magic powers, dude. I would do that too. I'd buy it, man. That'd be awesome.
think you make a good point about the because it seems like Nintendo always have like the handheld side and then like the home console side. So do they consider the Switch a home console or a handheld?
Good point.
I think they're mainly looking at the Switch as being a home console that happens to be portable, which is the way I look at it as well.
Does everybody here own one?
That's what I think as well.
Who's got a Switch here?
I obviously do. But do you guys have one too?
My brother does. I need to borrow it.
Okay, so when we use it for portable, it's when I'm doing something and I don't want to play a game. My son will sit next to me.
He's taking a dump. It's when he's taking a dump.
That's all I use it for.
On the toilet. He's sitting there. Hey, can you help me get that moon?
I read a lot less books. Let's put it that way.
They got different coloured moons.
When you do take it or undock it, it does take a hit on the graphics a little bit, but not to the point where it's unplayable.
It's not unplayable, dude. It's fine for me. Like, I'm not a big graphics score in the first place, and it is totally fine for me. My kid, he doesn't care. That's the real tester. He doesn't care. He's having fun.
How old's your kid?
5.
Yeah,
but he's very good. He's very good at it, though. I know he doesn't get. That's the whole point of it. He doesn't care. I know everybody else cares, but a lot of kids, they don't care.
So
I didn't care.
I think you say he doesn't care, but getting back to me, when I was 6, I think it was 5 or 6, it was the first time I played Space Invaders. And I actually had a criticism about Space Invaders, believe it or not. The very
come on.
I'll tell you what, it's the actual console that the arcade machine that I played it on, it didn't have a joystick. It was the old original, just 2 buttons to control the player. And I remember thinking, this is awkward. And then when I saw it later, they replaced that cabinet with a joystick. And I was like, this is so cool. So that was my first criticism of a video game in history.
But that was very early on. Now, these days, it's not too bad. Like, there obviously is a difference. But for me, or him, it's not that big a deal for me. For me personally, I know for you guys it might be, but for me personally, it's not a huge deal.
Yeah, I don't normally get fussed on graphics, like you said. There are
as long as the play's good, honestly. I can play Tetris all day, dude. Like, all day I can play Tetris.
And oh, look at the graphics, it's blocky.
But how sharp are those edges in HD, huh?
But I was going to say that I don't normally care about frame rates, although if it does dip really low, like 10 frames per second or something unplayable like that, I do start to think, I think they could have done a better job here. But Xenoblade Chronicles X2 on the Switch is one games that really took a bad hit. I think they've done a few updates though with we're getting back to patches again. With the last patch that came out,
patch me in, boys.
I think they've made some improvements on how it handles when it's undocked. So, but overall, that system's awesome. For you to be able to play Breath of the Wild perfectly, seemingly perfectly on the dumpster, yes, on the Thunderbox. Imagine playing that on the go. Imagine the looks you'd get on the train when you're playing.
Look at my Master Sword! I've energized my Master Sword.
So I think we can all agree that there is some room there to still have the 3DS being... but to have the 3DS and the Switch living in the same universe.
I think there's a place. There's definitely a place for the 3DS and the Switch at the same time, because it's kind of 2 different markets as well.
Yeah. Do you have a 3DS yourself?
I don't. I've got a DS Lite.
Yeah. Hey, it's still a DS, dude. It counts. You got the DS name, it does count.
Yeah.
No, I was because I did a post recently, which basically, I was going on YouTube and everyone's like saying it's time to give the 3DS the flick, and I was just sitting there going, why are we in a hurry to kick off a system? We should be praising Nintendo.
We want them better frame rates.
No, but we should be praising Nintendo for supporting a system that came out years ago. It's not like the Wii U, which came out and then 4 years later they dumped it and everyone stood up and cheered. Like, I don't.
The Wii U, I still like the Wii. My son plays the Wii U. I still like it.
I love my Wii U.
Games for it. Yeah, do you? Yeah.
I got it when they first announced the Wii U and what it was about. I understood what they were pitching to everyone. Yeah. But for some odd reason, no one followed the bouncing ball. And
they weren't sure if it was just an extension of the Wii. I couldn't understand what they couldn't do.
Is it an extension of the Wii? Yeah. I don't understand.
Right.
It's like, is it a controller? It's like it doesn't. I don't think that the branding is what was to blame because Xbox have Xbox and then they have Xbox 360 and stupidly enough they released a system called an Xbox One in 2011.
Worst name ever, okay? Worst name ever, seriously.
I agree. I think that the Xbox One was the dumbest name of all time. But I don't think that was to blame. No. Anyway, we'll move along to the last topic. This one is a little more serious. So, swatting.
Put your serious faces on.
Does anyone here know what swatting means?
I do now. I had to look it up when you first told me. I wasn't sure, but I looked through some YouTube videos. I thought it was pretty disgusting, really. Last year, someone actually got killed in December. And you got to ask the question, does that cover as involuntary manslaughter? Because it was his actions that actually caused him to get killed.
So before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we'll just explain for the people keeping score at home. Swatting. So Twitch is streaming. We all know what Twitch is all about. And if you're streaming on Twitch, nerds out there can track down your IP address. And using that information, they can track down your physical address. Then they phone the police, insert random heinous crime here. They're at this address doing this at the moment. And then they hang up and then watch the stream and sit back with their popcorn and watch the results unfold. Now, Top Hat Gaming Man just last week had this happen to him. He's only just started on Twitch. He's just about to get into partnership with Twitch. I don't know what that means, but it's a big deal if you're a Twitcher to be in partnership with Twitch. And he had someone phone up the police and say that he was beating up his wife. It was a female on the phone, actually crying and sobbing, saying that someone is beating up my wife. Now, I personally follow Top Hat Gaming Man quite a bit. I'm a patron of his channel. I didn't know he had a wife. All right, I wasn't quite sure. I wasn't going to make a guess. He's never talked about her on the channel. How they knew this information, I've got no idea. So so he got twitched in mid live stream, and you can hear them knocking on the door, and then you see the police walk into the room. It was all, pretty full-on stuff, but nothing like what you would see in the States. Now, here in Australia, I've never heard of any swatting. Can anyone?
No, I haven't personally. I didn't know it was until you told me. So I don't really watch live streams as it, so I can't really 100% say because I don't really watch it in the first place. But yeah, I hope it doesn't happen here. I do hope
it doesn't happen here because I reckon there's one or two creepy, sick bastards out there that are willing to call the cops on me just for laughs. I mean, this is disgusting, man. This is the equivalent of like calling a hitman, really.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is that they didn't get the results they were after because in America, when the cops are called on anything, they're full on. The cops there don't muck around. And so they bash doors down. And as you guys pointed out, there has been a fatality as a result of one of these stupid these swatting incidents. But in the UK, the cops are nice. They're actually civilized. They're human beings. They knock on your door and they, is there anything going on here? And they actually ask you questions before they assume, which is something that I think Australian cops should probably take a lesson on. I'm not making any. I'm not going to turn this political, but I got a sneaking suspicion that Australian cops are not going to be as polite as the British cops in these scenarios. So, do you guys think that with your limited knowledge of what's happened, because as you pointed out there, Top Loader, we don't watch streaming much. I do watch it every now and again, but I'm not into it.
Did you watch Top Hat Gaming Man when he actually did get swatted?
I watched that stream, but I was busy and I had to go, and it happened a few hours because his streams go for about 5 hours. I can't do anything for 5 hours. Like,
I know.
I lose focus.
But yeah.
So, he was with Luke Street. They were playing Mega CD games, and they were about to wrap it up actually, and it was in the last 20 minutes of the stream when that happened. And then you hear a knock on the door. I'll put the footage up, and I'll put that up. I'm sure Top Hat Gaming Man won't mind me doing that. And then you see the bobbies walking around in the room, and you see Luke Street. He's like right up to the camera. he's doing all the facials, and it's funny in that way. But I think he was trying to he knew he had an audience, but at the same time he knew that something deep was going on behind him. So,
do they ever catch these guys? Because they are like people behind the scenes.
I don't know if they can catch it. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, if you got a VPN, which is a virtual private network, does that might be able to stop them knowing all your details? Because that does put you behind the scenes, so they can't really see you so much as well.
Yeah, they'll end up sending a SWAT team to China or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that may not work then.
Yeah. I don't
see who's in the room and trace that back to who were actually in the room at the time.
Do a bit of research before I get there.
Yeah, there may be the only way to like backtrack it to find out who it was who actually committed it.
Yeah. It's bad that they have to do that in the first place, but it's, some people, I don't know what goes through people's minds, like, what's going on? If everyone just gets along in life, the human race can go a lot further.
I can tell you what's exactly going on. As I said before, these are very jealous people, that these people are getting more attention than them.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So with my channel, I try not to ever show outside of my house. I do take some precautions. I'm not overly, vigilant with this. I probably should be more vigilant than I am, but I don't show outside of my house. And I do have a PO box for my channel rather than a physical address. Could you imagine if I just say, hey, send your stuff to my address, and the next thing you know, I have people knocking on my door, can I be on your channel? Or something even worse than that.
You got to get a PO box, dude. You got one, obviously, but that's mandatory, I think. Don't actually give me a house address, Get some all kinds of randoms. I mean, PewDiePie gets them, and he doesn't even, put his address out there, they find him.
See, that's the thing. The bigger in scale your profile gets online, the more likely that you're going to have people discover where you live, because there's always people say that there's privacy acts and whatnot. And for my job, what I do, I actually work in insurance. There you go. I probably shouldn't have even said that. But
I did not know that.
You can I'll
come see you sometime. Hey, I'll come see you sometime, buddy. Eh?
So with our role,
Which one?
So with our role, we always have to be vigilant about privacy rules and whatnot. And but it is very the rules are there, but they're not always adhered to. And so if you do get bigger, like PewDiePie, he would find it almost impossible, because there would be people, the bigger you get, the more money that's involved in trying to track down any secrets based on your past.
And I guess you can't really stop that. I mean, celebrities happens to them all the time. Like Eminem, he's moved so many times. I mean, you can't really stop it. It's just one of those annoying things when you do get that level of popularity. It's just going to happen, unfortunately.
Well, here we go. If any of you guys get big on your channel and you reach them, I don't know.
I don't want to get big. I don't want to get big. I'm happy where I am.
My next question was going to be, do you have any dark secrets that will bring your channel down? And I'm focusing on you, Top Loader. I don't know why, but
I'll tell you one thing about me. What you see is literally what you get. This is, some people send me messages on my my Twitter, whatever. They say, "Hey man, what kind of drugs are you on?" I said, "Obviously the good ones." I get them all the time. I seriously get them all the time. Am I drunk during my videos? Am I on drugs during my videos? Am I, you're a good actor? I'm like, I'm not acting. This is not acting. This is how I am. This is how I talk to everybody. If I tried to act, I'd be very bad at acting.
So you kind of remind me of a celebrity in that way. Not, you don't act like him, but he had the similar thing said about him. And when he first became huge, I thought, oh my god, who is this guy? He's so full on. This is so acted up. I'm talking about Crocodile Hunter. I couldn't stand him when I first saw him.
Nobody could, dude.
No.
Not in Australia. Not in Australia, anyway.
No, Australians didn't like him, and people in America and overseas just couldn't get enough of him. But then over time, I realised he's not acting.
Sad.
That's him.
Yeah. And it was very sad. I was actually really sad when he died. And I was actually really starting to like him by that point, because it took a long time for me to start liking him.
Wow, okay.
Like 12 years.
Do you like me, or...
You're okay, but you
I'm only okay. Good, that means I've got a bit of time yet. Okay.
Give him another 11 years and he'll make it.
Okay, yeah. All you guys are in the same boat. Okay, the clock's ticking, guys, okay? You're on the clock now.
If Top Loader sends you a message and he says, I really like you, get your will and get your affairs ready.
I send so many messages when I'm drunk on Twitter, go like, oh my god. Like, what am I doing?
What is the most bizarre thing you've ever been sent or had happened to you with your YouTube channel? Anyone here got any stories in that one?
I got one on my YouTube channel. I had a guy go through all my videos, put up the same thing. He said, I'm trying to copy Sydney Massacre, and for my punishment, I should be raped by a pack of lions. And he put that on every single one of my videos, and disliked them as well.
That was you that posted that. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Pack of lions. That's very. At least it's original, but
you got all the trolls. Sometimes you gotta feed the trolls.
They
seem to get off on it.
I've had nothing but good experiences. I've only had one guy keeps posting dislikes every video I post, no matter what.
Have you?
Within a minute he's got a dislike, and it's a subscriber. I know he's in Australia.
How do you know where they come from? Do you just guess that?
No. You can go into stats and you can find out limited information, and you can kind of build a bit of a profile, but very limited. But I've actually had someone recognise me in EB Games once.
That's awesome, dude.
That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
And it gets better. He actually used to work at Sega as well, which is why he was looking up my channel. And
you own his Twitter channel now too? Like you talk to him as well still?
No, I try to reach out to him. Now it turns out he was actually on MasterChef. He was a MasterChef competitor.
Are you kidding? Which season? Like an older one or a new one?
I don't know. I can't even remember his name now. How bad am I? I'll post
what kind of conversations did you have? You gotta talk to people.
I'll get rid of the boobies and whatever, and I'll put a picture of him up there.
No, keep the boobies. It's not good. I'm good with him.
So he followed my channel after that. So I've done shout outs to try and get him to comment, but he has not commented. And one other thing I had happen was just recently I bought a game on eBay, and as I pointed out in my last video, my eBay account name is not since Spacies. It's been set up since 2002 or something, a real long time ago.
Yeah.
And somehow, because I put my full name in the correspondence to him, and I think that's how he tracked me down. And I told him, because he asked me, "Are you sure that you know what you're buying here? Because this game's not PAL." And I said, "No, I'm all good. I used to work at Sega. I'm on top of that. Don't worry about it. This is for a YouTube channel I run." He somehow found out my channel, and then he said, "Oh wow, I liked your videos. I watched all your stuff. I'm going to give you a freebie because I like your channel." And he ended up sending me this Chinese hack game from 1999
for free.
Yeah, for free. Yeah, no. Well, he sent on top. I bought Super Real Basketball for the Mega Drive. It's not super real.
Fucking crap. That's what it is. Get that shit
super lame.
Get it out of my head.
And he sent me this game, which is actually a cool fighter. I will do a video on it. And on commenting and putting that up on Twitter, Larry Bundy Jr. actually posted up a response, and he showed he did a cover. He drew a cover for it because there was no official cover. It's not an official game. And his cover, which I'll post up here, more editing work for me. It's actually a really cool picture that he drew for it.
Is he an artist? Because I've seen his profile picture. He's kind of like drawn it himself, I think, maybe.
I'd say that all that artwork that you see on his channel is done by himself, which I wish I had that talent because I need a banner. Larry Bundy Jr., if you're watching, I'd love a logo.
It's all our biggest weaknesses.
Yeah.
I've got a degree in animation, so I did all my logos and stuff myself.
We're all bad at marketing, except I do feel like buying Lucasade right now.
That's Lucasade. Oh, the drinks are available.
That's a big bottle, dude. Did you drink it all? Show me more.
There's still a little bit left in it. It's a litre. It's not a giant bottle. It's just close to the camera.
You got another bottle sitting there. No, you got two. You got all different flavours.
got an array, a gallery of flavour. I think getting back on topic, I guess. I mean, like my channel is still relatively small. I've got quite a focused base though. At the minute I'm on 201 subscribers, but I tend to get about 40 or 50 views a video, so its percentage is quite good. But I got stopped in a pub once, in my hometown, by somebody who watches my videos.
Really? That's so cool.
Yeah. I didn't know him, but he ended up being a friend of a friend as well. And I'm I don't know you, but this is really kind of cool and weird. And I mean, I don't drink. I was in there for a friend's birthday, but this guy was just drunk out of his head. And just like, I love your channel, man. No, I've been straight edge for 13 years.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah. 13 years strong.
13 years strong. All that drinking
I'm 13 hours. I'm 13 hours.
13 hours sober.
Yeah,
13 minutes sober.
Top loader. I saw the pictures last night.
Yeah, dude, like that's every Friday for me.
Yeah,
I love it.
You're not impressing anyone, top loader, except yourself.
What was in the pre-show? You were talking about Irish coffee.
All I gotta do is impress my wife. That's all that counts for me. She's always impressed. Trust me. Just ask her. Or just ask me and I'll tell you. I'll tell you what she says.
So yeah, no. When you get recognised, it's an awesome feeling. I've only ever had it happen to me once. Actually, no, I kind of lie. I had when I was writing for Megazone magazine. It only ever happened once. I never had my picture. I only had my picture posted in Megazone once, and I don't have that issue. How annoying is that?
Oh.
You tracked it down? Nah.
No, I've been trying. It's hard. But when I was working at the Gamesman, a couple of customers came in and they somehow knew who I was and they knew about my Megazone past. And that was odd because they walked away and I kind of felt creeped out at the same time as being kind of chuffed. So,
but double-edged sword, it did feel good, but at the same time it felt so bad.
Well, back then, the reason why I felt a bit creeped out about it, it was harder to get information back then. So these guys must have really tried.
Yeah, but back then, no internet, well, no real good internet anyway, not like it is today at least.
No, I wasn't using internet until 97, 98. Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get recognised, it is awesome. It's something that I will love to do more of.
Hey, I recognise you, stud. Looking pretty good from my end.
Are you talking about...
All good, everyone. Oh yeah, no.
Remind me not to put that bloody game up next time.
Extreme 3 next time.
Yeah, it's like How extreme can you go?
So I might wrap it up. Retrokaiser, what have you got coming up on your channel with the next month or so?
Well, on April 1st, me and my friend Sendu, who's on the channel Light Studios, that's a show. He mainly does Power Rangers Where Are They Now videos, which are pretty good. And we got bored on April 1st, so we got bored, so we decided, like, yeah, let's record a Let's Play. I was like, what do you want to play? Shall we play a Sonic game? Nah, not in the mood for Sonic. How about this? Nah, not in the mood. And like, Steve was like, do you have any Mario games? So I just popped on Mario All-Stars, and we're just trying to beat Lost Levels. That's going to be one of my longest Let's Play. That's going to be like a 1 hour video, so...
That can only go bad. That's actually... The only thing that can outplay that is Mario Maker. Some of those levels are... Yeah, some of those levels are just...
Those Panga levels? Have you seen the Panga levels?
No.
Look them up, dude. Go to YouTube, look up Mario Maker. I think it's Ponga or Panga levels, mate. The best players you've ever seen play Super Mario World.
The best channel I've noticed, and I'll give him a free plug here, when I first started following him, he only had 600 followers. He's now got 20,000. And that is Mr. A Game.
Yes!
Mr. A Game does some awesome Mario Maker levels, and his editing skills are like Jedi level. It's a really mean editing skills that he's got. I'd love to know more about how he does the editing. I don't have the patience, as you can see with my videos. And
as long as you edit me in pretty good, eh?
So, what about yourself there, Top Loader? What do you got coming up on your channel?
Well, I'm doing 2 Ninja Turtle videos, which are coming really well. I was telling someone on Twitter the other day, because I asked me, because they always ask when they're coming out. They take me so long to do, because I only get 2 hours a day to edit, where I need like 8 hours a day. Because 2 hours a day, it just doesn't cut it. But it's all I got. It's all I got time for. So my release schedule isn't the best, but it's all I can do, and I love doing it. That's the whole point of this for me. I love doing it. I know it takes a while for me to get them out, but I just love doing it so much. I just want to do the videos that I want to do.
Yeah. There's no point to playing to the trends or anything like that, which is why you don't see many top 10 videos or anything on my channel. I will do some top 10 videos, but in a unique way to my channel. And what's it? No forest suicide videos or anything like that.
Oh no, only dickheads do that, dude.
Yeah, true. What
and
about
ironically, he's a guy that hasn't been swatted.
Yeah.
Just swats
That's the
himself.
irony of it, isn't it?
ladies and gentlemen, he is on Twitch. So
Yeah, I know. Oh,
no. All jokes aside,
Hey, that's gonna come back to you.
I don't wish that on anyone. I'm only mucking around.
We know.
Hardcore gamer. What about yourself, there?
I've got a couple of things kind of in the background. So it's similar to Top Loader, where I don't get a lot of time to work on stuff, so I try and make good quality stuff when I can. But I've actually got a Power Rangers video in the works at the moment
funny
for the
that.
collaboration. Yeah, I know, right? I'm actually covering like 8 Power Rangers games in one video, so it should be quite a big video.
That's cool.
I did not know
teaming
there
up with
were 8 Power Rangers games.
Oh, there's loads.
The Super NES
Most of
one's
them are
awesome.
awful. Yeah, they're
Best one's
awful.
There's some really cool new ones actually coming out. Have come out on Xbox One, I think it was actually. Yeah.
It's okay. It's not amazing. I'm not going to spoil the video, but it's all right. It's a side-scrolling like old-style beat 'em up, but it's got like RPG leveling in it,
Yeah.
and it's really awkward.
Quick question.
Yes.
Have you played Power Rangers Zeo Pinball on the PlayStation?
No, I haven't. Zeo Pinball.
Yes.
What? Hey, we've got this amazing thing about superheroes that fight rubber monsters. Let's make a pinball game.
Oh,
hey.
Is that got Star Wars as well? Is that what you're talking about?
No, what you're talking about, Top Loader, is Pinball FX Free. I'm a massive fan of that. I play that to death. It's got Star Wars. It's got Marvel superheroes tables. It's got Hulk and all that. But the one you're talking about, Retrokaiser, I do not know about that one.
You're in your own little room there, aren't you, buddy?
But it's, the one I'm doing I'm doing a collaboration with an American YouTuber called Ranger Liz, who she does like episode reviews and things for Power Rangers. So that should be quite a good one. I'm currently writing a video as well, which is the I'm going to be talking about every single FIFA game.
Oh, God. Are they all going to be the same video now? It's going to be the same thing, right?
The point in the video is
the player roster.
You think?
The player roster.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy's name. Oh, look at that change.
But I performed
You
the
kicked
patch
me,
games
man.
Let's
ago,
download a
dude.
patch for this. Hey, do they patch FIFA games, or are they just patching the same game from the previous years?
Well, this is what I want to prove in the video, that they are different games every year.
Okay.
Just for the same engine.
I'll watch
So
it.
it's going to take a while, but I'm hoping to have it out for when the World Cup starts, so it'll be kind of
Nice.
riding those trends. That's about all I ever do with the trends. But then I've always got stuff sort of going on in the background. I tend to be writing like 3 or 4 videos at a time, but then release one every like 3 months. Or something.
Just getting
the way it is.
back to the Power Rangers. Did you have the Mega CD version?
No, I didn't actually. I had a Mega CD for a very small period in time. Didn't really like it, so sold it off really, really cheap to somebody.
Really like it.
I like it a lot, baby. You're English. You know that one.
Really
don't
like
you?
it.
I like it.
I'm padding it now.
Well, I've got. Well, one of my consoles as a kid, me and my brother, we shared a Mega Drive. So I had the Spectrum, then I had an NES. I think I was probably one of the only people in the UK with an NES. And then we got a Mega Drive. So that was like my childhood, was playing like Sonic the Hedgehog and stuff
The
like that.
Master
So I'm
System
kind
was
of
huge in
both.
Australia too.
Yeah,
Master System was huge in the UK.
Yeah. Nintendo wasn't that big, I don't remember as a kid, but Master System and Alex Kidd was massive here, I remember.
Oh,
Master
the
System
Master
too, not
System
Master
over
System
here
one.
was absolutely huge, and Nintendo didn't really get big until Super Nintendo.
That's right.
Like the NES was. The NES was a couple of my friends had an NES, but more people had a Master System than an NES, as far as my friendship group and stuff was.
I got a question for you about the NES. Did you
Yeah.
grow up? Sorry, I'm stuffing up here. Did you grow up calling it the old Nintendo? Like
No, when I was young and I had an NES, that was Nintendo. There wasn't other ones.
yeah, because when the Super Nintendo came on, Super Nintendo became Super Nintendo, NES just became old Nintendo.
I always called the Super Nintendo the young Nintendo.
My mum still calls all game consoles Nintendos. Everything, no matter what.
Everything is a Nintendo. I remember when I was working at the Gamesman, that was my first full-on exposure to Nintendo at that time. The only other previous time getting exposed to Nintendo was when I was representing Sega at a shop.
Represent.
I was in the Sega outfit, the cap, the light, doing
Still
the
the cap
roadshow.
now.
not this one. And
Sega 91.
And opposite of me was the Nintendo rep, and she was not too bad on the optic nerve. So Mr. Sega, he tried his best, failed.
Too bad it wasn't now. You could have got her Twitter details, but I do know you're married, so maybe not on the cards.
Twitter.
It's like the Romeo and Juliet
1992.
Capulets.
That's why I said if you met her now, if you weren't married, you could have got her Twitter details.
Okay.
Then remember the DM, you know, see how you go.
No, back then you had to share phone numbers, landlines.
I know. And photos had to get developed.
Yes, that's true. So the reason why I was asking back to the Mega CD version of Power Rangers, Top Hat Gaming Man got banned from streaming on YouTube because he was streaming Mighty Morphin Power Rangers on the Mega CD.
Wow.
And because it shows clips of the film, of the actual movie, or the series,
The show. Yeah.
it did a match and he got banned 3 months.
Yeah. It's because the Mega CD is just literally like FMV, but it's just footage of the show, and occasionally you have to press buttons.
Yeah. Which is
It's not the best game.
yeah. Even if you're a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger fan, you're in for a bad time.
You might as well just
Sounds
stick
like
with the
it.
VHS.
No, you can't win.
Just watch the VHS.
Well, for me,
Just hold the Nintendo controller in your hand.
well, on Since Spacies in the next month, I've got just the usual. I'm going through my sorry, I'll get it right in the end. Gaming Since Spacies. I'm up to 1980 with that. So
Ooh,
that's
good year.
Going to be cool. Any ideas which will be game of the year for 1980? Anyone?
I wasn't alive, dude.
I'm predicting Galaga.
Galaga's a great game. I do love that
Was
game.
that 1980?
I don't know. I don't know dates on games.
I think
Well, that far back.
Okay.
Hey, E.T., when was that?
I'm not. Hey, E.T. came
And
out.
that was an arcade game.
That was 1983.
Game of the year.
1983 video is going to be.
I have to admit this, I actually enjoyed playing ET on the Atari.
All right, that's it. That's the end of the video.
Right, off. Get off.
The only video game in all time. Oh, there he goes.
He's off. Gotta get another hat.
The only time I've ever thrown a game across the room in anger was E.T. When I was 14 or 15, I was going through a heap of Atari 2600 games that my mate had, and I played E.T. thinking, oh yeah, this looks alright. What am I doing? You kept falling in pits. You're trying to get out of pits. You fall in another pit. You're trying to get out of that pit.
You got the pits and you got the shits.
So
I
didn't even turn the console off. I just ripped it out and flung it. And I look, get that crap out of here. And it's the only time
I
I've
actually
ever
did
done
that recently. You did that recently with a game.
Which
Crash
game?
Bandicoot?
No, it was the Xbox One remake of Micro Machines.
I was so close to buying it too.
It's so
That's
bad.
okay.
Like the controls are just awful. There's
How did they mess that up?
Yeah, how
there's
did they
no,
mess that up? Good point.
There's no Grand Prix mode. You can't play it on your own. You have to play it online.
You kidding?
can only
That's
do
what I mean
single
about this
races on your
online stuff. Like, it's good to have as an extra, but why does it have to be the main focus of the
No.
game? I don't ever understand it. It blows my mind.
Yeah, and
We're
the
getting back to
controls
Street
just
Fighter
are
2,
awful.
aren't we?
Street Fighter 5, mate. If they get an arcade mode, I'll buy it, but not without the arcade mode. I'll buy it with an arcade mode, but no online stuff completely for me.
So I've also got coming up on Since Spacies, Gaming Since Spacies, going through my Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. I just posted up recently Shining Force. I'm doing Shining Force 2 next. Shining Force 2 was the video game that got voted by two podcasters on the channel as their favourite game of all time. So
Wow.
I don't
Quite the
know.
accolades.
Well, it's actually a really decent game, and I'm not sure if it came out before Fire Emblem or if Fire Emblem came out later.
Yeah.
Does anyone know that one?
Nah, I don't play the Fire Emblem game.
Fire Emblem was originally on the Famicom.
Yeah, okay. So if it's on Famicom, then it predates Shining Series.
It was very Japanese before it did come international, because I never really heard of it until like the handhelds, really. So it was on the Famicom. I've never heard it on the NES. It might be on the NES, I don't know, but I only heard it from the handheld era, really.
Well, Shining Shining Force was the first game of that type that I ever got to play, and I was really digging the whole interactive dynamic chessboard aspect of the game where the characters actually talk to each other. A really cool game, and I can't wait to get stuck into Shining Force 2 for the video.
Nice.
For the channel. And what else am I doing? Oh, there's a few collab videos coming up too, so I won't say any more on that. One of the collab, I did one line, only one line. He's a very, very big YouTuber, and I'll leave it at that. Anyway, I think we are done here today. Thanks, guys, for joining. This has been absolutely awesome. Don't forget to subscribe to these guys, everyone.
At least once.
No,
If you got
don't
twice, it
subscribe
goes
to me.
off.
I don't want to be swatted. Don't subscribe to me.
Swatting doesn't
If you're
work
going to
with
subscribe to
YouTube,
him, just subscribe to me instead.
Yeah, I know, Evie. I don't do the online streaming stuff.
Yeah.
I'm good to go at any time. I'm always good to go.
My
On any
name's
occasion.
My name's been Brian, and I've been gaming since Spacies. Thanks, guys.
Since Spacies.